Hello again. In this part of lecture, which is about TCL, the transaction control language, we will have some examples. Now let's consider an example. Here we have a table. This table has 3 rows in it and 2 attributes, the ID and name. Here we have a sample code. In this sample code, we have commit command and some save points. We will also use rollback after this code. So first we are inserting a new value into this table. ID would be Fio and the name would be Shahir Khan. So here we will get Fio and then we will have Shahir and then we commit it. So this entry will be permanently saved in this table. But just after that, we are going to update this entry. So we have an update query, and with the help of this update query, we will change this name to Ali Khan. After that, we have a save point, and just after save point we are inserting another value with ID equal to 6, then save point B, and then we are adding one additional row in this table with the help of insert query. Again we are having third save point named as C, and at the end we have select static from class. So this entire code will give us this output. Now if you look into this table, here we got Shahir on number 5, but it got committed due to this commit, but after that we changed it to Ali Khan, and then we inserted another value number 6 Muhammad, and then ID equal to 7 brow. We have also save points in this code labeled as A, B and C. We can give any name to these save points. Now if we type rollback here at the bottom and give a save point to that rollback, so here if we type rollback to B and after that we type select static from class, then we will have this table without this brow. Now if you look into this code, this brow came just after save point B, and here with this rollback we have save point B. It means that this rollback reverted these queries up to save point B. So this brow is now rolled back, and in the table we will not have this entry. It would be like this. Now we have example number 2. In this example we will insert some values into a table, and for this purpose definitely we will use a transaction, and that transaction would be inside a stored procedure. So we are also using a stored procedure for this transaction. Upon successful execution of the insert queries, which will put some data in a table, the transaction will commit all the changes. If the insert queries are successful, there is no error in these queries, then there will be a commit. Otherwise, if we get any failure or error, then a rollback will be executed automatically. So this is the code. In the beginning we will create a stored procedure. It would be on localhost and its name would be test. We can give any name to this stored procedure. So this is the syntax for stored procedure. It will start with a begin command and end here with end keyword. Then here we are declaring a variable named as rollback, and its type is boolean. Its default value is 0, means that 0 is assigned to this rollback variable. After that, we are declaring a continuous handler for checking the SQL exception. Actually, this handler is a kind of SQL exception handler, and if any exception is occurred during the execution of this entire code, then the rollback will be changed. One will be assigned to this rollback. Default value is 0, but if we get any exception, then the value of rollback will be changed to 1 with the help of this SQL exception handler, which has been declared as continuous. After that, we will start our transaction, and inside transaction we will have some statements, DML statements. Here we are using two insert statements. The first statement will insert some values into the customer table, and the second statement will also try to insert some values into customer table. But this primary key value is already present in the table, so we will get error for this insert statement. This will execute successfully, but this will get error. So after that, we will display the contents of customer, and upon the execution of this select statement, we will see that this value would be present in the customer table. We will have a row having 10 XYZ and 1000 in customer table. After that, we will need to have a rollback or commit. So for that purpose, we will check the content or the value of this variable. So it would be either 0 or 1. Since we got error here, so this is a kind of exception, so the rollback will be assigned 1 by this handler. If rollback, if it is equal to 1 or if it is true, then execute this rollback command, else execute commit. So if we get error in these DML statements, so we have one error actually, but in general we may not have error, depends. So if we get an error in these statements, then this variable will be equal to 1, or the value of this variable would be true, and rollback will be executed. And if there is no error, the exceptional handler did not catch any exception, after that the rollback would be 0, which is already assigned to it in the beginning as its default value, and commit will be executed. Let's create a stored procedure. Create stored procedure, and here I'm going to type that code. So in the stored procedure, we must give it a name as test. We have a variable named as underscore rollback. Its data type is boolean and default value is 0, means this variable is assigned with 0. After that, we are declaring a handler, and it is continue, actually we use this continue in while loop to restart the loop. So this handler is also restarted again and again. It is a continuous handler for SQL exception. So this is an exception handler, and if any exception is occurred, then the value of rollback would be changed to 1. Since it is Boolean, so the initial value is false, but due to exception it may change to 1. If there is exception, then it would be true. Start transaction. After start transaction, we will have some DML commands. So here we are using two statements, the insert statements. First we'll insert 10xyz 1000 into customer table, and the second statement will insert 1 AAA and 200 to the table, that is customer. The second will actually generate an error because this value is already used in the table, and this is actually the primary key, so it's not possible to have duplicate values under a primary key. After that, we will execute the select statement, and this select statement will display the values of customer, and we will see that this row will be present in the customer table. And then the variable underscore rollback will be checked. If this rollback is true, means this exception is occurred and this one got changed, then the rollback will be executed. And if there was no exception, means there was no error in these statements, then this commit will be executed. So here we are going to apply this transaction. Now we can execute this entire transaction. Here we got test. So first let's check the contents of this table. We have some tuples in this table already present. If you look into this table, we have values from CIS equal to 1 up to 7. This one is already present in the table, and if you remember in the transaction, let me show you the transaction again. The transaction, we are inserting CIS equal to 10, and after that we are inserting CIS equal to 1. So 1 is already present in the table, and this will give us an error. Now I'm calling this stored procedure named as test. So execute it. This one got executed, and here we got the contents of this table. Now if you look into these results, we have CIS equal to 10, XYZ and 1000, and this one is actually displayed due to that select statement which was present in the transaction and also in the stored procedure. So here this select statement displayed as this table, and also we got this number 10 present in this table. But in fact, due to this rollback, this one is also reverted. So if we execute the select statement again, we will see that this would not be present in the table due to the rollback command. So I'm executing this select statement again. Here in the table, CIS equal to 10 is not present. So in today's lecture, we studied about the TCL, transaction control language. In this lecture, we studied the basic concept of TCL. Actually, this is about the transactions. Then we studied about the commit, rollback, and save point commands inside the TCL. We have actually these three commands used in TCL, and definitely you know that TCL is a part of SQL. And after that, we checked and practiced some example code. We first used three tables and did a transaction in which we used some insert and update queries for these three tables and applied the commit and rollback commands in that transaction. We also studied about the save point and checked that how these save points work in our code. We have two examples. Example one was about a table. In this example, we used some save points, and then in example 2, we used a stored procedure for a transaction and also practiced this example. So I hope you will also practice this TCL by yourself, and if you have any question, you can put your comments in the KCMS. Thank you.